Guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well. I want to give just a quick update on where I'm at with my OMAD diet. It's been a little over a week now, and I do want to check in weekly just to let you know how it's going. I enjoyed watching these type of videos when I was doing my research, so hopefully you enjoy them as well. So for those of you who don't know, OMAD stands for 1 meal a day, and I have been eating this way for a little over a week. And I eat around 2 p.m. every day and fast for 23 hours until the next day. I give myself an hour window to eat. Initially, I tried to eat all of my calories literally in one session and learned very quickly that that was not going to work. I felt sick afterward and I didn't want to feel that way. So I just would spread it out. And it was almost like I would have my meal, so like lunch or dinner, and then the second half of that hour, I would have a dessert, which would usually be a cup of coffee and like a cookie or something like that. So I'm going to share some tips that I have, how the week went for me, and some things that I'm going to try to do different for this week coming up. So let's start with how the week went, things that I noticed in my body. I'm down 6 pounds, so I'm really excited about that. That's definitely part of my goals with doing this. And I have just a greater appreciation for food, to be honest. Everything tastes that much better when it is time for me to sit down and eat, and I really take my time and appreciate what I'm eating. I get excited to plan my meals, and I think about it like the day before, and I know exactly what I want. It's just there's such satisfaction to eating this way. Another thing is that I'm sleeping really well. So once I fall asleep, I sleep deeply. However, I'm not sleeping long. So I've been waking up around 4 a.m. every day, and it's kind of annoying. I usually wake up around 5:36, so I can use that extra hour. I don't know why I've been waking up early. I do want to start just cutting my screen time before I go to bed because, like most of us, I'm on my phone to fall asleep. And I go through phases of being able to get rid of it. But right now, I'm like heavily in my phone because I've been watching all of these intermittent fasting videos on YouTube. So I need to work on that, and maybe I'll be able to sleep completely through the night. I don't know. So another thing that I have learned helps is to, like I said, I think about what I'm going to eat the next day, and something that's made that easier has been eating the same thing days after, days in a row. So I was eating a lot of potatoes, and I'll insert a clip of the simple meals that I have been eating. But when one component of the meal runs out, I just swap it out for something else. For example, I was having a salad on the side, and when I ran out of salad, I just started doing broccoli, which actually, that's another thing. While I was eating the salad, I felt very bloated, and like it was taking a while to digest. But when I switched over to the broccoli, it was just a different feeling in my stomach. So I think I might stay away from completely raw vegetables for a bit and see, like, just cook my vegetables a little more, like cook spinach, asparagus, broccoli, things like that, and see how my body reacts to it. Another thing I have been doing is when I cannot get as much water as I need to in, or I just don't, I try to drink tea. So the two teas that I really enjoy are just simple green tea. My favorite is Zen, the Zen from Tazo tea. And then also it's called the Positive Energy tea. It's a yogi tea. I'll leave them linked below if you're interested. Those really get me through. Drinking just warm beverages keep me full and like satisfied longer. So I did cheat one day, and I was a little down about it, but at the same time, I wasn't, because I did not eat enough calories that day, and that's something that I find is very important. I do try to eat as much calories as I need to safely, healthy, and lose weight in a healthy way. That's 1,200 to 1,500 calories for me. I'm 5'3", and I didn't eat enough that day. I ate less than 1,000, and it was Saturday night, and I had McDonald's. I know, McDonald's. I know. I had fries and a McFlurry. I didn't eat the whole thing by myself. It was small fries, small McFlurry, and it was shared. So I didn't feel that bad about it, but I did fold. And hopefully this week I do much better and I just stick to the plan for the whole week so that, I can reach my goals. So some quick tips that I have for you if you're going to be trying this is to, number one, stay busy. I cannot stress that enough. Stay busy. Again, stay busy. If you're working, depending on when your eating window is, if you're working, just pile on more work. Just, sometimes when we are working, we can mindlessly snack on things. Just be so busy, caught up in whatever you're doing that you're not thinking about food. And another tip would be to plan your meals in advance, like I did, even if you have to write it out or meal prep. I don't like to meal prep so much as just like maybe moderately. For example, my favorite thing, my go-to has been French fries. But they're the healthiest version of a French fry I can think of because I just cut up 2 russet potatoes and throw them in the air fryer with nothing on it at all. And then I toss them with a little bit of butter, salt, pepper, herbs, garlic powder, and they're just perfection. And that's an easy go-to. It's not necessarily prep, but I know that I'm probably going to have it almost every day. So prep your meals or just know in advance. Do not wait to the last minute when you're hungry because then you'll just start grabbing everything and that's not going to work. So be prepared. Another tip is to be flexible in your eating window when you're being social. So last weekend, I went out to dinner and instead of a 24-hour fast, I fasted for maybe closer to 30 hours. And it wasn't on purpose, but I was going out to dinner. So I knew that I wanted to save my meal for dinner. And I got really good results after that. And I was satisfied and I was still able to be social. You don't want to limit yourself or put yourself in a box. And even if you are going to be social, you can have like sparkling water, a little lemon squeezed or some tea while you're out. But I don't mind moving my window of when I eat. I don't mind doing that because I know that I can just always get back on my schedule the following day. And I benefited from it because I did a more extended fast. And if I did a shorter one, then it's okay. It'll be extended the next day. I choose to eat between 1 and 2 o'clock because that's the time I give Marvin lunch and I like to eat lunch with him. Now, while he's out of school, that might change once summer vacation is over. So next week or this week, while I'm recording this, I'm going to try to cut out my coffee and switch over to matcha and see how I feel as far as energy and sleep and crashing after my meal. And then I'm also going to try to drink more water. Last week, another thing that I didn't do was exercise as much. I went walking every single day, but I didn't do much Pilates. So this week, I'm definitely going to be on my Pilates every single day and then just compare this week's results to last week. Another important thing is that I'm coming up on my period. I'm 4 days out. I use the Flow app to track my period. I worked with them years ago and I still use the app. I used the app before I started working with them, but I absolutely love it because I track everything. So I know I'm 4 days away from it. And after researching and seeing how women's bodies responded, I know it really affected some of their cycles. So I want to see how it affects mine. I also want to see how it affects weight loss or even weight gain. So I'm not going to be too hard on myself this week. So that's where I'm at with it. I'm really excited about this and I'm not doing it alone. I'm doing it with my boyfriend. So it's been really helpful having someone, there with you. And I don't feel like I'm depriving myself or struggling in any way. Again, if you guys are doing 1 meal a day or any type of intermittent fasting and want to share your tips, please leave them in the comments. We will all love to hear them. And I will update you again next week to see where we are at. Thank you so much for watching.